Hello, namaskar, and a very good evening to all the viewers watching our session out there. This is Simran Singh, and you are watching this particular session. It's running on PM eVidya channel number 6 to 12. Well, we have our different mediums through which you all can connect with us, and one of them is our YouTube channel, as you all know. It is NCRA official. So for another 1 hour, we have a special live session for all our viewers. Well, it's our 4 days online training that is based on how we can be a cyber warrior. That is why the title of our 4 days training programs is Let's Be a Cyber Warrior. So the broader areas that we are going to conduct or talk more about in our sessions is today it's about the psychological effect of cyberspace, and yesterday we had a discussion regarding the new age cyber crimes. And tomorrow, that is on day 3 of our online training program, we'll discuss more on cybercrime and redressal, and on the concluding day, that is on the 4th day on 28th of October 2022, we'll provide you more information about how you can be a mindful internet user. Sounds interesting. Let me also inform you that we are running these training sessions in collaboration with Cyberspace Foundation. And throughout our live interactive sessions, if you have any of the queries, then feel free to write down to us in the comment section of NCRT Official. So today in the conversation, we'll elaborate more on the psychological effect of cyberspace. As we all know that being the responsible citizens, it is our responsibility to safeguard ourselves in the cyberspace. So providing us more details and guidance into today's topic, we are also joined by 2 esteemed panelists. So allow me to introduce our guest with all our viewers. In the conversation, we have with us Dr. Rajesh Sagar sir. Namaskar sir, good evening.
Namaskar, good evening, and
a very warm welcome in the session, sir. Let me also take our viewers across your journey so far. Dr. Rajesh Sagar is currently working as a professor at the Department of Psychiatry from AIIMS, New Delhi. He is an MD from NIMHANS, Bangalore. He has received Certificate of Completion of Specialist Training from Specialist Training Authority of the Medical Royal Colleges, UK and General Medical Council, UK. He has been awarded the Fellowship of National Academy of Medical Sciences and Fellowship of International Medical Science Academy, along with the Fellowship of Royal College of Physicians from Edinburgh, UK. He is an honorary professor in the Department of Psychiatry, University of Melbourne, Australia and University of Leicester. Further, currently he is also associated with the Central Mental Health Authority, Government of India, and he has been an expert and advisory member for several organizations. With his vast and extensive experience in the field, I suppose this session is going to be amazing for all our viewers. Sir, it's our honor to have you with us on board in this conversation. Then let me also introduce you to our second panelist of the conversation. She is Miss Pooja Tomar ma'am. Namaskar ma'am.
नमस्ते.
गुड इवनिंग. आपका भी बहुत बहुत इस्तकबाल इस सत्र में. मैम इज़ अ फोरेंसिक साइकोलॉजिस्ट. शी इज़ करंटली सर्विंग एज प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर कम ट्रेनर एट Cyberspace Foundation. She has done her post graduation in clinical psychology from Banaras Hindu University, that is BHU, and MPhil in forensic psychology from National Forensic Science University. She is also associated with juvenile justice boards as a panel psychologist, and she has worked with many prestigious organizations of the country. Along with that, she has conducted several workshops, seminars, webinars and internship programs on various topics related to psychology and cyber security. Ma'am, we welcome you in the conversation with open arms.
Thank you so much.
So, huge welcome to all the viewers and the panelists who have connected with us in today's conversation, where we are going to talk more about the psychological effect of cyberspace. So in the first place, Mr. Saga, I would request you to apprise our viewers more about today's topic and how psychology comes into cyberspace. Dr. Rajesh.
Okay,
yeah.
should I go ahead?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, good evening and wonderful to be here, and my thanks to Cyberspace Foundation, and I can understand this in collaboration with NCRT. And this is a great program. I think you have this online training on, this, as a warrior, as a cyber warrior. That's what you're calling. And we are discussing on psychology as such of the cyberspace. What are the psychological effects? I think this is an extremely important area, and very, very important in the modern day context. We all need to be aware of it. The way we are using the technology, and what we understand with this, because now this computer, internet, they have become like the extension of our own mind and the space what we are in, and it reflects your own liking, your interest, your attitude, and so on. So so in a way it has become a part of our day-to-day life, and that is why at the same time when I we discuss about the computer, internet, and all the technology, of course there are good effects also, because this life will not be there without the use of technology, without the use of internet. We know that how important it is, and there are many evidences from cognitive psychology, even behavior or health sciences, where the use of technology and internet and all is so much there. So, but at the same time, we know that there are negative effects also, and that is why the whole concern is what we call as different types of effects which have been described, which have the negative effects on our health, with regard to what we call as a whole lot of problems like anxiety, depression, and also something like internet addiction disorder and excessive use, and most importantly, what we call, which has a psychological effect, is cyberbullying and so on. So I think, but it is important that we need to educate our young people, and we need to educate because I'm very glad that this is in collaboration with NCRT, because through school we are dealing with children. Because let me tell you, I work with children, I work with adolescents, so I know that how important it is. And also we need to understand that our country has a huge population of young people, like children, adolescent less than 18 years of age are 42%, which is a huge proportion. And also, it is important that to all of you to know that more than 50% of the problem, actually, psychiatric problem, begin before the age of 14 years. So you can understand that how important it is, to understand the this phase of life, which is so crucial, because one learns a lot of skills, one learns interpersonal skills, the social skills, the academic skills, and so many skills one learns. And if any harmful effect is there, especially if there is a mental health problem, psychological problem, it has a very harmful effect later in the life, because your personality development and all is being affected. So it is there is evidence to suggest, more so if there are mental health problems during this age group, it has a more harmful effect as compared to physical illness. So because the effects on the education, relationship, and so on. So that is why it is important that we need to inculcate some of those, some of the important areas of concern at the very early age of one's life, and we can discuss that. So just to tell you that, because as a psychiatrist, as a mental health professional, and seeing in my child adolescent psychiatric clinic, we do see many such parents who have their children coming to us discussing about the problems and so on. But important thing is that first of all, we need to know that there are problems. We need to educate them, and I will tell you what different kinds of problem there may be. In a way, it is the effect is there: physical, psychological, emotional, and something what to start with. I think there is something in our classificatory system that is known as internet addiction disorder, or what we call as also known as internet gaming disorder or gaming disorder. That's a one important condition which is there, which is recognized in our psychiatric classification, and this is a recognized illness which has come up in the recent time. I would not say recently, but in the recent time it has come up, and more research is being done globally in this condition. So what happens in this, when it's when we call as a of course, I don't like to use the word addiction, but that's the way it is being used. Basically, it's excessive internet use, excessive use of the technology, excessive use of the gaming, where you lose the control over it. Because of this, what happens, you are not taking a proper food, you are not taking a proper sleep, you are ignoring your studies, you are neglecting your own self-care, and so on. So it has a harmful effect, because the neglect is coming, and it's an important condition, and also it is linked with anxiety and depression and so on. So that is one of the important condition, which the term which is IGD, internet gaming disorder, or excessive use, and whatever you can call. Then something known as, which also is important nowadays, the term which are being used as the cyber syndrome. Again, that is being, in a way, it's used again for physical, social, and mental problems which are there. Again, because of the excessive use of the cyberspace, interaction. So that is, what is known as cyber syndrome as such, which is there because with this there are a lot of behavioral problem. Also, there are something what we call as uh, uh, what the term which are being FOMO, that the fear of missing out, or fear of being missed, that always you are on the go, you want to show your presence, you feel that I may be missed out, and so on. Also, there is something known as cyberchondria. This was something like hyperchondria. Chondria means that you think that you have some illness, you try to surf the net, spend so much time looking at, after looking at, I also may have this illness, I may have this problem. So that is also one condition which has come up. That is why people coming to us, most of them, they do Google through, and sometimes they make their own diagnosis and so on. So none of these things are there which are coming up, and which we need to be aware of. But the important thing is that sometimes even excessive social media use, and there are many evidences where anxiety and depression can also be there, because you are there is a fear of being evaluated negatively. There may be problem like sleep problems, because excessive use in the night leading on to problems that you do not take a proper sleep, or even if there is some type of, if the parents ask them to stop using the internet, or computer or mobile. So sometimes adolescent may get very angry, agitated, impulsive behavior, and there also sometimes the violent behavior is also there, which again may be linked with anxiety and depression. So, so these all are important facets, and it has a important bearing. So in a way, we need to be aware of it. On top of it, I think there is something which I need to speak on. That is to create awareness. That is cyberbullying. I think, which again is a very, very important condition, and where there is a aggressive or intentional behavior which is there in this interaction through internet, and which can lead to a lot of psychological problems, like you go into your own shelf, you don't want to, you get withdrawn, you may be angry, you may be depressed, or you may be anxious. So cyberbullying, and most of the time, and also there are some evidences which I was going through. India is a country where such a high prevalence of cyberbullying is some studies say that 85% they have experienced sometime in their life, which is the highest in the world, cyberbullying. So this is one area which is not often talked about. A young person, is confined to their own self. They do not discuss about it, and only at the later stage, when the problems are so severe, then one seek help about it. So this is an important condition which is often missed out. So I want to just create awareness about it, about the cyberbullying, and we all know, of course, this problem is there all over the world, but more so in our country, and which is often hidden morbidity. And sometimes what happens that at the outward behavior is, there may be withdrawn or depressed. But when you talk to a child, ultimately the cause may be cyberbullying, which is hidden and so on. So it is important as a warrior. I think you all will be I understand, as a ambassador, as an advocate in this situation. So so please look at this, creating awareness. And the management is very simple. I think we have to see that how we need to use the internet and use the medium, and in a very positive way, how we can use it, how a control can be there, and we need to educate at very early stage. I think that is why the role of Cyber Peace Foundation is very crucial, and they have been working for many years. I think, and a lot of the documents have come up. So I would urge that all schools should, be aware of. In fact, we have been part of such document in the past about, and the concern has been raised, and we all, as an expert and professional, are aware of it. So the important thing is that those all who are listening, they can act as an advocate. And if anyone is going through such problem, then they should seek help, where one can discuss about it. And also, I would I wish to say that this problem is not something which cannot be cured or which cannot be treated. Definitely, it can be treated. It can be discussed. One has to come forward. We have to see that how we can change the environment. We have to look at what the risk factors are, what are the alternate mechanism by which a child can be diverted to, how the child person can be made more active, the activity level, how one can improve the self-esteem. So all needs to be worked out, and there are definite management strategies. Whole lot of management strategies are there. We need to teach that how a person can be feel connected, how they can be involved, how they can be engaged, how they can be empowered to talk about it. Because most of these young people, they don't know whether I should discuss this or not discuss it. They keep it to themselves only. They do not open out about it. Even in our interaction, only at the later stage they reveal about this. Because, and also there is a lot of sexuality also involved. I think it is important that, I'm sure that such discussions would be there, because excessive use, because we know that the internet use is for different purpose. Of course, one is that we all know is education purpose, but at the same time, it's being used for entertainment. It's being used for many other gaming, many other purposes also. So it's important that we all need to create awareness, educate at very young age, and see that what are the positive side of it, what are the harmful side of it. And any stage when oneself feel that, okay, I have a problem, I am losing a control, I am having these psychological problems or psychiatric problem or sleep problem, anxiety problem, immediately one should discuss to their family or friend or even doctor. Then if it is so we should not wait for problem to become serious. So we should seek help at an early stage, so that definitely help can be provided in a positive way. And so the message here is, this problem is common. Especially we need to be aware of all the harmful effects of cyberspace use, and there are definite ill psychological effects. But cyberbullying is area of concern. Any bullying is area of concern, more so cyberbullying. And we need to educate everyone about this, and see that what best we can do. And all of us, all stakeholders have a role to play in this, and we all can help each other in a collective way, and in a positive way. With this, I will stop here. I know program is going late, so I will stop here. And if there are any question, any query, I would be happy to answer. And thank you once again to Cyber Peace Foundation, NCRT, and all those who have been associated in this program. If there is anything which I can be of any help, of assistance, I would be happy to help, especially with regard to young population or mental health effect or psychological effect related to cyberspace use or anything related to this.
So
With
thank
this,
you,
I will stop here.
yeah,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you so much,
Back to
sir,
you.
for sharing this valuable information with our viewers. And very appropriately, you have put in a perspective into how psychological effect could be understood in terms of cyberspace. As every coin has two sides, so we do have certain merits and also disadvantages at the same time. And also with the emerging use of social media, it is our responsibility to be very conscious and cautious about our actions. As we always say, there's a common saying that prevention is better than cure. So thank you so much, sir, for sparing your valuable time and coming up and highlighting these important areas associated with the psychological effect of cyberspace. In the conversation, viewers, we still have around 18 to 20 minutes left. I would like to inform you, if you have any of the queries from our panelists, then feel free to drop your questions in the comment section of NCRT Official. Now, taking the discussion forward, I would like to invite our second panelist, Ms. Pooja Tomar ma'am, in the conversation. Namaskar. Ma'am, I'll request you to apprise our viewers more about the psychological effect of cyberspace and also the preventive measures that we can use.
Thank you so much. Uh, I would like to appreciate that sir just given a wonderful background and all over overview of the topic. Same thing, I'm going to elaborate in a, a theoretical manner, you can say, a few facts and few things which I would like to discuss. This is the just a data I would like to show, like how and how heavily we are using social media, because we are you
Yes.
can't
Hmm.
it is it's like a place but we can't see. There are so many things, so many data is there, so many conversation is there, electronics medium, whatever we are using, that is using some space, that is cyberspace. So right now we all are using lots of multimedia platforms, and Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, that are the topmost social media that we are using. So, beginning with the psychology, when we talk about psychology, because it is about the psychological effect. So, if you want to understand what is the effects, first we need to understand what is psychology. So, psychology is all about your mind, your behavior, your thoughts, and your emotions. So if your psychology include all those things, so whatever going to affect your psychology, it means that is going to affect your mind, your behavior, your feelings, and your thoughts. So cyber space, cyber use of cyber, internet, all are affecting our psychology. Psychology also includes or affect your biological behavior. It is also affects your society, your social behavior, and there are so many other factors also that that affects your psychology. So let's go ahead and try to understand in a more deeper way. Psychology basically is a study of our mind and behavior. Whenever there is a situation where we say, oh, it is about common sense, ये तो आपको समझना ही चाहिए, इतना तो सबको समझ में ही आना चाहिए. Basically, there is nothing like that समझ में आना चाहिए, but there are so many things which are scientifically studied and proven, and that is related to our psychology, and that's why we are very good in predicting. And we when we predict something, so we say, oh, it's a common sense, right? So it is also a psychology of the people. We try to understand, we try to read, we try to read the emotions, that all comes under the psychology. It is not a very simple thing. It use scientific methods to collect the data, to analyze the data, to interpret the data. So as we are talking today, we are talking about the psychology effect of cyberspace. So first we have, as sir said, there are number of cases coming up with the psychological problem, with the psychological effect, with the psychological issues. So first we have seen that there are number of
Yes,
cases
ma'am.
in
And just with the same context, you also have prepared some slides, a presentation for our viewers. I request you to share those slides on the screen with our viewers so all of us can also go through while you are mentioning about the
So I
same.
am sharing my slides.
All right.
Is it, isn't it?
Well, I think
Is it
that's
visible?
not visible on our screen.
One second, please.
All right, we'll try to manage that over. Till that, I would like to inform all our viewers again about our training session. As you all know that it is the second day of our online training session. So today we are talking about the psychological effect of cyberspace. So this, you might assume that it is a new topic, like it is a trending topic where we are talking about mental well-being and all those other things that disturb our mental well-being. So at the same time, we have to be very conscious of the actions that we perform, especially in the cyberspace. When we are using internet, we have to be very careful of our passwords, as we just mentioned in our previous session. That is the session we conducted yesterday regarding the new age cyber crimes. As we all are evolving, so the crimes and the different methods or the strategies through which cyber threats or attacks are being performed, they are also changing. So we need to be very smart, more smarter than the criminal out there. So today we are talking on the psychological effect of cyberspace, and tomorrow we'll discuss more on cybercrime and the redressal mechanisms, and just associated with our broader theme, that is how we all can be a cyber warrior. On the concluding day, that is on the fourth day of our online training, will guide you more about how you can be more mindful, more smarter while using internet. Yes, ma'am. We can get back to the PowerPoint.
So now is it visible?
You may continue.
Yes.
Yes, Pooja, ma'am. You may continue.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, thank you. So, cyber psychology is a very new and related field. So because everything, whatever you do, your psychology works behind that. So, if today we are using cyber a lot, we are using internet a lot. So, what is the psychology behind that? Why people are into it? How it is affecting that we need to understand, and that all we study under the cyber psychology. So it's a study of human mind and behavior, and how the culture of technology, specifically virtual reality and social media, are affecting our behavior that we study. What is virtual reality? Virtual reality means that is real, but we can't see. Isn't it amazing? Something is real, but we can't see that. So it is virtual reality. Another very much emerging field is forensic cyber psychology, where we study about the crimes related to the cyber, psychology of the criminals, psychology of the victims, that we try to understand. The internet has transformed our social interaction. As you know, earlier how we supposed to talk to, very limited people we supposed to meet. And if somebody means, if we wanted to meet with someone, we wanted to see to someone, so we had to go to that place. But now social media and social platforms made it very easy. So interaction that made easy. Communication patterns also changed positively as well as negatively. How positively? So if you want to convey anything to anyone via mail, via message or anything, you very freely you do that, right? You do not hesitate. But same time, sometimes we cross the limit as well, because we know nobody's seeing me, nobody's watching me, so I can say whatever I want to say. So both positive and negative impacts are on our communications are there. There are so many investigations has been done on that, on the cyber psychology, and it was found that the way in which people behave in cyber space relative to face, and the relationship between personality characteristics and online behavior, that is different. मतलब आप जब फेस टू फेस मिलते हो, आप जब बात करते हो, और आप ऑनलाइन जैसे बात करते हो, that is a huge difference is there. In fact, now when we are teaching in the colleges and the schools, students are, you know, feeling very shy, or feeling somewhere very much underconfident, that we can't speak, we can't go onto the stage, we can't talk to the teacher. Why is it so? Because they are very much habited to the WhatsApp messages, to the emojis, emotions, and all those things, that they just want to talk over the call, talk over the messages. They don't want to come to the face to face. In fact, dating activity, cyber security measures, online bullying, that is also increased, and that is mostly in the negative manner that is increased. We have also studied that lack of eye contact students are having, children, specifically adolescents, they are having lack of eye contact, because when you are into the cyberspace, whether you are playing the games, whether you are chatting, whether you are doing your homeworks, whatever it is, you are attending the sessions, so nobody knows who is behind the screen. So there you feel safe. The, otherwise, when somebody asks you to open your camera, or somebody asks you to meet, that time you are unable to make the eye contact, and adolescents are facing this problem. So I would request to everyone, if you are using online platforms, just consider what are the changes in your behavior are happening. Teachers and parents also should look into it. Individual also are involving more into the pornography or violent sites, just to seek information, not for anything else, but just they want to know what is happening, what is going on the internet. And all these the things are also making change in the behavior of the people. There is also lots of study has been done, and it was found that there is a relationship between online environment as well as your personality characteristics. Means what kind of personality will use more online things, and how they are going to use it. So our personality has some characteristics, like few people are extroversion, a few people are agreeable, a few people are conscientiousness, few people are very open. So these are the factors of our personality. So in studies we have found those who are who have characteristics of agreeableness, those people become more victim of cyber crime. Those people who are extrovert, they are also become victim. Why? Because they want to explore something, so they download anything, they try to chat with anyone, they really get open with anyone, and that's why they fall in the trap, and they become the victim. Agreeableness people, you must have heard there are so many apps, so many games were there in which kids committed suicide, because their tendency is to get agree with someone. So they started getting agree, and finally they end up in falling in the trap, and that's how they commit the suicide and all. So our personality also related to the online environment, that our study says. A high level of narcissism also associated with great online self promotion behavior. Means those people who are into clicking selfies and posting on the online, and they just look for the great likes, great number of followers. They also sometimes fall in the trap, because they have some traits of narcissism. So they want lots of people like them, lots of people follow them, people praise them. So for that they sometimes edit the photographs, they sometimes make the reels with the unknown people, and that's how again there are so many things happen online with them. Social validation is very important part of today's, part of every human being. Whosoever is listening to me, they all are on Insta, on Facebook, and whenever we post a picture, we just try to find out how many people like us, who commented us, who didn't like our picture, and all those things. So basically that is why we are doing, we are just looking for the validation. And that is also online validation. We are not looking this validation for our from our family or relatives, no. We are looking this validation from our social groups. 90% of the people will prefer text things that they could never say to a person, according to a survey. Means if you are not good in saying no or yes or whatever it is, but due to this online and texting and messaging, no, you can say whatever you want to say. So it means somewhere whatever the hesitation was there, this online is breaking that. That is also found, when you like someone, you text faster, and when you don't like someone, you do not talk to them. and it is easy to you. If somebody is in front of you, that time you cannot ignore, but online you can ignore. Addictive social media users have faced difficulty in sleeping after using social media, and that's why lots of people in adolescent as well as adult are coming, that we are having, as sir also said, uh, we are having problem in sleep. Why? Because you don't have proper time to sleep, you are more into social media, and social media actually disbalance your hormones, and that's why we do not able to sleep at the same time. It was also found now adolescents are feeling more restless and more lazy, means they usually are on the devices and they just want to do something, but they don't want to get up from the bed or get up from the sofa. So restlessness and lazy, both things are same time. It is we are seeing too much social media also increases depression and enable us to feel like other people life are so much better than ours. As I said, we post the picture, we try to show everyone like what we are doing and how happy we are. But now what is happening, whosoever is watching us, sometimes they feel, oh my god, they are living a lavish life, or they are enjoying life in a much better way. But it is not true. We just post good things, we do not post bad things. If something bad happened with me, I'm not going to post them, but post that picture. But if I'm going
Of
to eat
course, ma'am.
somewhere and having dinner,
Yes, ma'am. In the
yeah,
conversation, you are sharing certain significant details with all our viewers, but I would have to inform you that we are left by the last 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll have to request you to
sure.
conclude your words.
Yeah, sure. So whenever as I said, whenever we spend more time on social media, our hormones gets changed, or there are so many things happen in our body, and that's why it happens with us that we keep using. If you are seeing the reels, you will keep watching that. So what driving your social media use, that we need to understand. First of all, your smartphone and your whatever the device you are using, try to set the time in that device. If you are very much connected with social media, and something is happening with you, like your sleep is disturbing, your concentration focus is disturbing, then kindly focus on that. There is a vicious cycle that we start follow, because first we start feeling depression, then we get into the FOMO, like fear of missing out वाला thing आ जाता है, and then हमारा mood जो है वो उससे और depress होता है, और फिर हम और social media use करते हैं. That is a
Surely.
vicious cycle.
Hmm.
Stress से शुरू होकर आप stress पे ही जाके खत्म हो जाते हो. So there are so many psychological impacts. Sir already told you that people are facing fear, panic attacks are happening, depression, suicidal thoughts are here. Stress is a very common.
Yes, ma'am. As we are running out of time, I would like to have your concluding remarks on the conversation.
So I would suggest that all the adolescents have to take charge now. Now we are making aware everyone, but it is now your duty that you please keep track of your social media use and try to work upon that, minimize that, and focus on utilize your time at better places.
Sure, ma'am. I do
Watch this
assume
movie.
that all these
Yeah.
details would turn out to be very productive for all our young adolescents, youngsters, everybody who is watching our sessions out there. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being a part of this conversation, for guiding the path of our viewers regarding the psychological effect of cyberspace. Thanks a lot. And with that, I
Thank
would
you so
also like to thank Dr. Rajesh Sagar for guiding our viewers in the conversation. So all the viewers who have connected with us in this particular session where we discussed on how you all can be cyber warriors, I assume that the conversation has turned out to be very interesting for all of you. So stay connected to NCRT. Now it's time for us to wrap up this conversation, but at the same time, tomorrow we'll be back with another session, which is titled as Cybercrime and Redressal. So the different redressal mechanisms that deals with cybercrime. Seems interesting and very important for all of you. But as of now, it's time to wrap up this particular conversation. Stay connected to NCRT for our upcoming session, that is Sahyog, guidance for mental well-being and psychosocial support for all the students and viewers watching our sessions out there. So with the next couple of minutes, you'll get to know what we are going to discuss in our Sahyog session. So keep watching PM E Vidya channels. Namaskar.